Hello, beauties. I am Jennifer Ness Schmidt, coming in as Divinely Jennifer, wearing red in honor of this fiery Sagittarius full moon, and wearing red in honor of the hot yoga class that I did just earlier this morning with the amazing Center Brown at the Foundry here in Paradise Valley. Oh my gosh. If someone had told me a year ago that I was going to be living in Phoenix and doing hot yoga, I would have told them they were totally off their rocker. But I listened to the callings of my soul. And honestly, that is so much about what this full moon in Sagittarius is about. For those of you who are dying to know, it's happening Saturday, June 3rd at, let me just double check, 8:41 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time and Mountain Standard Time, 11:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it's happening on Sunday, June 4th for my friends in the UK and also our friends in Australia. June 4th is also my sister's birthday, so happy birthday, Kathy. At any rate, Sagittarius is one of my favorite signs, and partially because it's fiery and it's optimistic, can get a little bit dogmatic, a little bit fanatical sometimes. Where have we seen that lately in our culture? I don't know. And the sun is in Gemini, sun is curious and just like mostly happy, very sociable, a little bit superficial, not really getting into things so deep. So this full moon is going to ask us to get into things a little bit more deeply. So like I said, this full moon is all about listening to the callings of our soul. It's about wandering. And if you notice sometimes how when we're out in nature, we lose track of time, right? We just we're out there and it's beautiful and we're communing with the trees or the rivers, the lakes, the dirt, the earth, and we lose track of time. And that timelessness, that patience that we have when we're out in nature is very much the essence of this full moon. And I want you to think about some adventures that your soul is longing to take, that your spirit is longing to take. And, think about, we have so much impatience in our society, right? In our culture, and slowing down and having a little bit more patience, just curiosity and enthusiasm. The other energy that we sometimes experience is this hunger. You know how when you're super hungry and you knew you needed to eat and you kind of ignored it, or maybe you weren't nourishing your body very much with healthy foods, and so you just suddenly get ravenous, your blood sugar tanks, and you get hangry maybe, and you're like, I gotta eat right now, and you don't care what you eat. And sometimes when we're in that place, we don't feed our bodies with nutritious food because nutrient dense foods, fruits and vegetables, and anything like whole foods, we just go off and do some fast food or drink a soda or something because we're just so ravenously hungry. That happens with our soul and our spirit too. When we don't listen to our soul, when we go, yeah, and you're hungry, you just gotta wait. You just gotta wait. And that definitely has its detriments when we ignore that hunger in our soul as much as when we ignore the hunger in our physical body. So it's really important here that we are feeding our soul. So with this full moon, take a look. What are you feeding your spirit and your soul? Are you giving it good nutrition, or do you feed it with this thing, right? Where you're scrolling endlessly hungry for something that is going to feed your soul. Any type of social media, anything like that. So finish watching this video and then put your phone down and go out and wander out in nature. Get out in nature. Whether you are, and I know like where I am in Phoenix, you can't really enjoy nature too much in the middle of the day. You have to take advantage of the early mornings or the evenings, late afternoons and evenings. My son and I had a really funny conversation this week. I had I had all 3 kids home. It's been amazing. I've loved having them home. I just put 2 of them on an airplane early this morning, and we were having he's quite a chef. And we were having a fun conversation about using a slow cooker versus a pressure cooker. And he's very much a fan of the slow cooker. I tend to be more of a pressure cooker type of person because I wait to the last minute to figure out what are we having for dinner. And then let's say like the roast isn't totally defrosted. So I have to put it in the pressure cooker and speed things along. And, it's like that too. Sometimes we experience events that are like the pressure cooker. It's like really fast change, really fast, like, ooh, wow, was not what I was expecting, but okay. And then sometimes we have sort of the slow cooker. We're slow cooking and we're getting the nutrients very slowly with a lot of patience, wandering. Both a slow cooker and a pressure cooker, as someone who's making dinner almost every night, have their advantages, right? Sometimes those instant wake ups like, woo, are really amazing for our soul. And sometimes we need the slow cooker. Just need to let things, sit over time. And again, being out in nature is really the easiest way for us to do that, to connect out in nature. So let yourself wander, let yourself have an adventure where you're not setting the clock. Just if you're in a hot area, make sure you're bringing lots of water with you to stay hydrated. And just like when we're out on our walks and we need to stay hydrated, or when you're doing hot yoga, you got to make sure to hydrate before and after. There's lots of water energy with this full moon. I really like it. So Sagittarius is a fire sign. Gemini is an air sign. And then we have Venus and Neptune making this beautiful trine in water. So Venus is finishing up her transit in Cancer. Neptune is in Pisces for another few years. And they're making this beautiful, soft trine in water, really letting you tap into your intuition, your feelings, your emotions. So Sagittarius can be a little bit mental, like we can get in our heads a little bit, especially around dogma and beliefs. We can get stuck on things, kind of dig our heels in a little bit. Although hopefully you have that optimistic sense of adventure, but we definitely see that in higher education, and in scholarly journals and stuff where there can be like this, censoring of views that maybe go against the mainstream. But this water of Venus and Neptune allows us to soften, just allows us to tap into our intuition. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to wander? Maybe read a little bit of John Muir or Thoreau. I had the blessings, I think I mentioned in my last video, of going to Walden Pond when I was in Massachusetts for my daughter's college graduation from Clark University. And definitely different, just, okay. Yeah. Just like I had a little bit of a hard time with that keynote speaker, but that's okay. I got to be in Walden Pond though, and I just got to take a beautiful 2-mile loop around and just pause and stop and look at this and spend some time in that energy of Thoreau, where he was really having an adventure, a timeless adventure in nature. And he wasn't going solo. He was inviting people over. He was very sociable, but he just spent a few years immersed. Actually, it was 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days immersed in nature. And so allow yourself to be with the water if you can. Allow yourself to have a little bit more flow, your dreams. Now, Neptune is in an opposition, this ongoing opposition to Ceres. Ceres is the energy of fertility, conception, spring. She's in Virgo. She likes Virgo a lot because it's the harvest. And she's in this opposition to Neptune. So there's there might be some delusional messaging around fertility, around what it means to be a woman, WOMBAN, where, some people aren't able to define what it means to be a woman. And there's some, what's the word I'm looking for? Vague languaging around that. And so Ceres she's digging in her heels and she's like, look, so we're going to feel this polarity of Ceres and Neptune for another month. It really goes until the end of June. And they've been having this transit, this opposition off and on since November of 2022. On the other hand, you can look at your relationships here. Oppositions are often about relationships, you know, the relationship, the polarity with someone else, not just within. So you can see where you might be having some issues with someone. I joke around that Ceres in a natal chart often represents a narcissistic woman. And depending on where and how she's placed, I see it so often these days, right? This epidemic of narcissism that I've mentioned in multiple videos. And so we have to be mindful of how we interact, because narcissists will manipulate and lie as to get their way. Like they'll lie to manipulate, they'll just they'll do yucky things to people's feelings. They'll make people feel really bad about themselves. So just be mindful about your own interactions with people and how you're interacting with people who might be trying to manipulate you. And Venus here, Venus is very innocent and nurturing and loyal in Cancer. She's got that beautiful, loyal, soft, nurturing, loving daughter energy, and very intuitive. So tap into that intuition. Remember, as I've been saying now for really the last couple of years, I swear it's like the only way, you know, Sagittarius is about truth. And it's so important that we listen to our truth inside. That's where we're going to know the truth. It's not what someone's saying on Facebook. It's not what's on Instagram. It's not what's on CNN. It's not what's on Fox News, at least for, you know, here in the US, not what's on the BBC. It's what's here in your heart, here in your third eye. What information are you letting in? Let in information that nourishes your soul, that nourishes your spirit. Create an environment that nourishes your soul, nourishes your spirit. Let go of the rush. Don't have to rush. Tap into a really beautiful energy of patience. Let things percolate. If you're going through a lot of change and transition, I get that. And in fact, this Friday, June 2nd, I will be hosting a virtual community gathering at 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It is free to attend and it'll be recorded if you can't make it live. So please hop on over to my website at www.divinelyjennifer.com/grace. And we're going to be talking about the ways grief can impact us and how to transform that into grace, how to connect with our truth, with the divine, with these things, these energies and emotions that have been percolating inside us for at least the last few years, and how to transform them into something really beautiful. So if you haven't signed up for that, please do. You got a couple more days to get signed up. And when you sign up, please opt in to receive email from me so that you can get the Zoom information. It'll be on Zoom. This one, I'm hoping to do one in person in the next couple of months. So stay tuned for that. I also appreciate your likes on these videos. There's someone who's always disliking my videos and I have to laugh. I don't know who you are. I love you. Namaste. I would like see the divine in you. And I hope, you know, you're feeling peace inside. But likes and comments and shares, all good. Also great if you sign up for my website too, for my email list, because sometimes I send things out there first before I put them out here on YouTube. So best of both worlds, subscribe and be part of my email list. Yes, thank you. I love that. All right, I'll let you go for now. Enjoy the fire of Sagittarius, the fire of desire, the fire of just letting yourself wander, letting in nourishing information, nourishing beliefs come into your soul. See where maybe there are some limiting beliefs that you might have. Go out into nature, let them go. Little meditation, little journaling. Gemini, the sun is in Gemini. Gemini loves to write. Gemini loves to journal. So if you don't have a journal, go out and get one. You can even like, I use these. Whoops. I use these honestly to journal a lot, but I also have my pretty journals. Depends what I'm doing. Just make sure you're capturing your thoughts and your truths so you can go back and read them later if you need to. I'm here. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out via email, hello@divinelyjennifer.com. Love to see you on Friday at From Grief to Grace, our virtual community gathering that I'm hosting. You can sign up for that at www.divinelyjennifer.com/grace. All right, I'm just going to check my notes, make sure I got everything. And yeah, I think we're good. All right, go out and nurse your soul, my loves, and I will see you the next time. I love you.